Welcome to Finance Sense, your ultimate guide to mastering personal finance and achieving financial freedom. In today's consumer-driven society, it's all too easy to fall into the trap of unnecessary spending. We often find ourselves using our hard-earned money on purchases that provide fleeting satisfaction but lack lasting value. However, renowned financial expert Dave Ramsey has a powerful message. The foundation of healthy personal finances lies not only in understanding financial principles, but also in mastering our behaviors and mindsets. Ramsey's philosophy revolves around a fundamental concept. While knowledge about personal finance is essential, it accounts for only about 20% of the equation. The remaining 80% is all about how we behave with our money. In other words, personal finance is 80% behavior and only 20% knowledge. This critical insight underscores the significance of our spending habits and how they can either propel us toward our financial goals or derail us from achieving them. In this comprehensive video, we will delve deep into the common areas where people tend to overspend and provide actionable solutions to help you gain control of your finances. Whether you're aiming to save for the future, pay off debt, or simply achieve better financial well-being, understanding and rectifying these spending habits can set you on the path to a brighter financial future. Our financial journey begins with a look at item number 1 on our list of common overspending areas: eating out. While the occasional treat at your favorite restaurant is perfectly fine, turning this into a daily habit can put a serious strain on your finances, especially if your income doesn't align with your spending. Let's break it down. Imagine spending $15 daily on lunch during your work week. That seemingly innocuous expense adds up to $300 per month. On the flip side, if you opt to prepare your lunches at home, you could save more than $200 monthly. Ramsey recommends adopting a habit of meal planning and cooking at home to gain better control over your food expenses. By planning your meals for the entire week in advance, you ensure that you always have the necessary ingredients or food items ready at home. No more last-minute costly trips to fast food joints or restaurants. Not only will this help you stick to your budget, but it will also save you time and reduce food waste. Here's a pro tip. Don't let leftovers go to waste in your fridge. Instead, pack them up for lunch the next day. It's a simple yet effective way to manage your food budget while making the most of your meals. Moving on to item number 2, buying in bulk. Purchasing items in bulk can undoubtedly save you money, but it's crucial to approach this practice wisely. While it makes sense for non-perishable items like toilet paper that you know you'll use and have ample storage for, it might not be the best choice for perishable goods or items your family may not fully consume. Before you fill your cart with bulk purchases, consider factors such as the item's shelf life, your family's preferences, and your storage capabilities. Ramsey advises checking the price per unit to determine if you're genuinely getting a deal. Sometimes, buying a smaller quantity of the same item at a grocery store can be more cost-effective. By being selective and mindful of what you buy in bulk, you can avoid wasting both money and resources. Our next spending habit to address is buying luxury brands. Many of us are drawn to luxury items or designer labels, associating them with prestige and respect. However, this habit can significantly dent your finances if not kept in check. Luxury items often come with exorbitant price tags, and the allure of owning these products can lead to impulsive purchases. People may believe that owning expensive items will earn them respect from their peers, or consider it a reward for their hard work. Emotional connections to specific luxury products can also play a role in driving these purchases. However, making such expenditures when your financial resources are limited, especially if you're living paycheck to paycheck, may not be the wisest financial decision. Ramsey advises that unless your income is substantially high, buying luxury items should be a carefully considered choice. There are often more budget-friendly alternatives available that allow you to achieve a stylish and fashionable look without breaking the bank. It's essential to remember that the price attached to luxury brands doesn't necessarily equate to increased respect from your peers. People often don't notice the designer labels you wear, and there are countless ways to create a stylish wardrobe without overspending. Oversized homes or luxury apartments. Owning a comfortable place to live is undoubtedly important, but stretching your finances to rent a luxury apartment or buy a larger house than you need can have long-term financial consequences. Owning a home is deeply ingrained in American culture, but it's essential to assess whether it's the right choice for your current financial situation. If you cannot afford to own a home, renting is a viable and reasonable alternative. Rent payments are often lower per month than mortgage payments, and you're not responsible for repairs or upfront costs, such as homeowner association fees. If you're currently renting, you can still explore ways to save money. Consider moving to a more affordable area or downsizing to a smaller place. If you have a 2-bedroom apartment, finding a roommate can significantly reduce your monthly expenses compared to renting a 1-bedroom apartment on your own. If owning a home is your goal, you can make it more financially feasible by exploring various options. For example, you might find more affordable homes in areas with longer commutes. Saving up at least 20% of the home's price for a down payment can help you avoid extra costs like private mortgage insurance. And if interest rates have dropped since you purchased your home, refinancing may lower your monthly payments. Ultimately, it's crucial not to allocate so much of your budget to housing that it prevents you from achieving other financial goals. Our next spending habits to address are cigarettes and alcohol. Studies indicate that Americans collectively spend billions of dollars annually on these habits, and the costs can add up significantly over time. Smoking cigarettes, which can cost nearly $15 a pack in some states, is not only detrimental to your health, but also to your finances. Even if you're an average smoker, you might be spending $300 to $400 per month on cigarettes alone. Kicking this habit can be challenging, but it's an inexpensive habit that can have a considerable impact on your budget. Similarly, excessive consumption of alcohol can take a toll on your finances. While some people may spend only a small fraction of their income on alcohol, heavy drinkers in expensive cities like New York or Los Angeles could be shelling out as much as $500 per month on drinks. It's easy to underestimate how much you're spending on alcohol when it's just a few drinks here and there. However, when you tally up all those expenses, it becomes evident that it's a significant amount of money that could be put to better use. Who hasn't daydreamed about becoming an instant millionaire by purchasing a lottery ticket? While the idea of spending just a couple of dollars on a scratch-off ticket might seem harmless, it's crucial to recognize that buying lottery tickets isn't a wise investment. Your chances of winning substantial sums in lotteries, whether big or small, are typically slim. In conclusion, mastering your personal finances is not just about what you know, it's about how you behave with your money. Identifying and rectifying poor spending habits can set you on the path to a brighter financial future. We hope you found this video insightful and actionable. If you did, please show your support by giving this video a thumbs up and consider sharing it with your friends and family who might benefit from these financial insights.